So I'm Ben Mossman. I'm the CEO of RYES Gold, and RYES Gold trades in Canada on the CSE, ticker RYES, and on the OTC, RYES. So our project is the Idaho Maryland Gold Projects, and it's in Grass Valley, California, and we own 100% of the project. It's all private land. So the United States is one of the only areas where you can actually privately own mineral rights. In most other areas, you're basically leasing them from the government. So we actually own it as private land, 100%. There's no royalties. We have two major shareholders. Yamana Gold owns 17% of the company, and Southern Arc Minerals owns another 17%. So they've both invested a significant amount of money into the purchasing of the project. So we spent $4 million US on actual real estate. We own two exploration core drills, and we've done a substantial amount of drilling over the last year. So one of the most important things about this project is it is on private land, and that is very important for the permitting of mining projects in the United States. So in California, each county is responsible for its own land uses. So it permits all the different types of projects that are proposed on private land is done at a county level. And so this county is Nevada County, California. It's it's the largest gold producing county in all of California, produced 13 million ounces. And what that means is that who decides whether this becomes a mine again or not is 5 county supervisors. 3 of those 5 have to vote yes for the project. And this county has a recent history of approving mining projects. They permitted an open pit placer gold mine 8 miles east of this project. They permitted Newmont's water discharge permit to Wolf Creek. It would be the same creek, the same type of water treatment, the same water, basically groundwater, would go into Wolf Creek. That was permitted within 9 months in 2016. And then the Hanson Gravel in-stream gravel mine was expanded, successfully permitted by Nevada County. Same process that this mine would follow. And that's actually digging sand and gravel right out of a running stream. So we're very confident that this mine will get permitted when it comes to that time. So what's important here is that this mine has produced a lot of gold, 2.4 million ounces, and at a very high grade. So there's 2 parts of the mine. There's the Idaho mine and the Brunswick mine. So it's the same deposit, but different veins. And if you look at the Brunswick mine, that produced an average head grade of 9 grams per ton. So 9 grams per ton is considered a high-grade underground mine today. And the Idaho mine produced 1.6 million ounces at 28 grams per ton, so almost an ounce per ton. So, and that is the average head grade. That's what actually was fed into the mill. So that's not a resource grade. That's after dilution, all the problems they would have getting the gold out of the ground. That's the actual grade that was fed into the mill. So very high grade, very high production. If you could take this mine and put it back in production exactly the way it was shut down, it would be amongst the highest grade major gold mines in the world. And a mine of this nature, which was producing 129,000 ounces of gold in 1941 before it was shut down, would be a key part, a key project of virtually every major gold company in the world. So what's important about this project, and this is why we invested a substantial amount of money into purchasing it and doing the exploration, is that it was not mined out. It was forced to shut down by the US government in 1942 while it was at its very peak of production and growing. So it wasn't mined out, it was forced to shut down, and nothing has been done on this project since it was shut down, and we purchased it a couple of years to start drilling underneath it. So the drilling that we've done for the last year has been very successful. So we started drilling, immediately below the mine in the Brunswick, have very good intercepts, 12 grams over 15 meters, 8 grams over 4 meters, 8 grams over 4 meters. Then we started stepping down further and drilling on the Idaho. And this 24 gram per ton over 4.5 meters, that's 6,000 feet down the hole. and a full kilometer below where they stopped mining. So that was hole 5. After that hole, Yamana became a major investor in RYES Gold. We've recently started drilling on the very high-grade Idaho veins and have had very good results. So 149 grams per ton over 6.8 meters. That includes a section that has coarse visible gold with 64 ounces per ton over 1.5 feet. So that's 2,190 grams. That's very, very high grade. And then the drilling has continued. We had 90 grams per ton, and then recently last week released a hole on the Idaho veins, 600 meters below where they stopped mining. Was over 1 ounce per ton over a meter, and that's a similar amount of gold yield as was mined above, a full 1 million ounces mined from one single vein called the Idaho 1 vein, which is over 1 ounce per ton mill head grade. So it's a simple map of the geology, and there's a lot of information on our website and our news releases, but the basics of the mine is you have the Brunswick mine, which are these parallel veins that are inside the greenstone, and then the Idaho veins, which are the higher grade veins, are wrapped around the outside of it in a series of linked veins. And this long section shows where these holes are, and so people kind of forget the scale of this, but if you can imagine that those hatch shapes, that's what was mined. So that's the Idaho mine, that was the 1.6 million ounces. And then this one we just released at 43 grams, that's 600 meters below it. And on the hole 5, that's a full 1,400 meters down dip. And that structure on the Idaho 2 and 3 veins has a strike length of 1,000 meters. So that's a huge area, and it just shows kind of visually what the potential of that, and you can only see that in 2 dimensions, and it can get quite complex when you get into the details of it. But just consider that that's a 3-inch diameter hole drilled over 1,000 meters, so a full kilometer, and think about that length of drill steel, 1,000 meters long. You can drill, underneath where those veins were mined and actually hit high-grade gold that you can see it. You can see in the core. You can assay it. It's at least 3/4 ounce a ton, sometimes multi-ounce per ton over good widths. And you could say, okay, the first hole, that's just luck, but that's 3 holes in a row at an extreme depth, and you really, we can project these down, but we're not that smart. So there's a lot of gold down there, and we don't know exactly how much, and we probably won't know for quite a while, but you have a major gold system, and what you were finding now in these deep holes, the probability is that there's a lot more of it, a lot of new ore bodies to be found, very high grade. And this is a mine that when it was in production in the 40s, they actually had a whole group of private detectives that worked for the company to prevent gold theft. That's how rich it was. You could actually pick it up off the ground and put it in your pocket. So there's a lot of potential for this deposit, and it will eventually get permitted. We feel very strongly about that, and it's a project that once it comes to the level of where it can be put back into production is going to be a major project that virtually every major gold mining company will want as part of their portfolio. So you can see a lot of this information on our website. There's not a lot of time in 10 minutes, but Yamana Gold, as we say, 17% shareholder, Southern Arc Minerals, 17%. The market cap is $12 million Canadian, and we've invested over $10 million into the project, including real land. So our real estate holdings are $4 million US. We own 175 acres of M1 industrial land. We own almost 20% of the industrial land in the entire county. And you can find our website, ryesgold.com, and the ticker in Canada, RISE.